In my experience, everyone will say they want to discover the truth, right up until they realize that the truth will rob them of their deepest held ideas, beliefs, hopes, and dreams. The freedom of enlightenment means much more than the experience of love and peace. It means discovering a truth that will turn your view of life and self upside down. For one who is truly ready, this will be unimaginably liberating. But for one who is still clinging in any way, this will be extremely challenging indeed. How does one know if they are ready? One is ready when they are willing to be absolutely consumed, when they are willing to be fuel for a fire without end. Never say you can't do something, or that something seems impossible, or that something can't be done, no matter how discouraging or harrowing it may be. Human beings are limited only by what we allow ourselves to be limited by, our own minds. We are each the masters of our own reality. When we become self-aware to this, absolutely anything in the world is possible. Master yourself, become the king of the world around you. Let no odds, chastisement, exile, doubt, fear, or any mental virus prevent you from accomplishing your dreams. Never be a victim of life. Mike Norton. We are all victims of this society. Essentially, we are. Our education system, the way we're kept permanently in debt, everything that this system does to curtail human potential is there. One of the most uncomfortable issues for them to face. The reality is that there's a great many people who go through this existence living their life as a victim. And if you look a little deeper, what you find is that in such cases, people are generally victims of themselves during their own lives. I mean, sure, we tend to judge other people through our lives because we're programmed to do it, but we very often don't notice just how much we are judging ourselves along the way. But you've got to remember that if you're an awake human being and you're awake to what's going on here and you're aware of what's going on here, well, you came here for this test. You made the decision before you came to come here to go through this test and to go through this exam because you know that you are capable of passing this test. It seems that many people are completely unaware of how they are being controlled energetically and how their thoughts and mental processes are being controlled. How many of the thoughts they are having are very simply not their own. And very often we are manipulating ourselves. There's this energetic exchange going on all the time. Put yourself in the correct energetic state. No stake in the outcome. You're only here for a breath. You're only here for a temporary experience. Life is an emotional mirror. It's an emotional mirror. If you put yourself in the emotional state where the prayer has already been answered, then you attract that reality to yourself. You try to say that to people and they say, oh, this is all New Age stuff. And no, it's not. Your life itself is a prayer. There's an electromagnetic conversation going on between you and reality that a lot of people don't understand is going on. What do you care if the world destroys itself? I mean, really, it's here for you to come and grow your soul. What happens to it after you leave is not your concern, and what happens to other people is not your concern until their actions start affecting your soul choices. And this is what this is. This is a soul choice. So I simply put myself in the emotional state where I was a radio host. It's just like, what would it be like to be with your perfect partner? Put yourself in the emotional state. How would that actually feel to be with your perfect partner? You put yourself in that state and that person will walk into your life. And that's what I did. I put myself in the emotional state where I was a radio host, and within 6 weeks I was offered a job as a radio host by someone completely random, didn't do anything at all, but just put myself in the emotional state. So it's that same thing, and I give unconditionally. I give when my intuition tells me to give, or sometimes I'll buy the shopping of the person next door to me because my intuition tells me I need to buy this person's groceries. I did that one time and this woman burst into tears. She said it was her, she was down to her last $20. She's never had anyone do anything so kind to her. I'd restored her faith in humanity. And this sort of stuff happens. And because I give to people unconditionally, the universe has provided this life for me. It's given me this place. It's given me the ability to be able to continue this message. This is how it works. It's extremely important that people see the mind control and how they are manipulated energetically. The energetic manipulation that we are subject to is extremely subtle, And most people don't even realize that many of the thoughts they are having are not their own, and they don't realize how they are being manipulated into acting out certain scenarios. Now, I've said so many times, if people stepped into their moral compass and they refused to comply with any legislation which caused them to step outside their moral compass, we could change the world in a single day. It's really that simple. All you have to do is remember who and what you are. Remember that you have value. Remember you're having this emotional conversation with reality all the time. But you get to a point in life where you think, why does everything go wrong? It's a kind of a love-hate relationship that you develop with yourself during the youthful part of your life. Very often people develop this type of relationship with themselves unless they can go and immerse themselves in some business or some company or some career or apprenticeship or whatever to gain that sort of focus and have that goal to achieve. Many people who go through school and think that all of this stuff's meaningless and it's really all about living the life generally get to a point halfway through their life or through their youth where they really wonder what it's about and wonder if they're simply a misfit and perhaps they should have gone and got that career that all their friends were getting in high school. As a species, we seem deathly afraid of ever seeing anybody apart from themselves ever excel at anything. People in modern society are deathly afraid of seeing anybody perhaps enjoying their lives a little bit too much or doing better than what we believe they should be doing or doing any better than they are. It's time to put down all of this stuff that everybody's got with everybody else. Put down all your programming, folks. Realize that we are all in this together, and if people do not stand up for freedom and unity and stand up for each other and stand up as brothers and sisters, then we will fail. But I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to pull through this because I think people are coming together, one race, one people, right across this world, and speaking out against the criminals that we have currently masquerading in all of our countries. It's time to take the world back, folks. This is a war. We've got a situation where most of humanity is energy deprived because, you get humanity and you squash it into a box and you fracture it and you prevent it from ever discovering itself or even being who and what it is. People are just never able to truly express themselves or even know themselves. And you end up with a situation where people are completely disconnected from source, and their most readily available source of energy is other people. And so the easiest way for them to get energy from other people, of course, is to hack down everybody they see around them who may be excelling. And this, of course, prevents humankind from ever moving forward because anybody who has a good idea or really wants to make some change is immediately hacked down and told that he has to be part of the general throng. You wouldn't be here. So it's a great thing to know. It's a great thing to think about. The fact that you made the choice to come here to do this. And if enough of us get together and get our focus pure, stop hacking each other down. This is about a soul test. This is about a soul choice. The best thing we can do now is become, one in spirit.